Om Namah Shivaya. Episode 16, Chapter 4, verses 13 to 23. The 4 duties in the Vedic system and how to become a man of wisdom, Buddhiman. Verse 13 tells us that Ishvara created the Vedic system where he divided people into 4 groups according to our guna qualities, as per our prarabdha karma, which we brought forward to work out in this life. Our 3 guna qualities combine in a certain manner to become the 4 duties. Chatur Varnyam Maya Sristam Guna Karma Vibhagasa. So the 4 duties according to the 3 guna composition are as follows. Number 1, when sattva predominates, followed by rajas and then tamas, we are born as brahmanas. Our duty is to teach the Vedas, teach people to live a righteous life. Number 2, when rajas predominates, followed by sattva and then tamas, we are born as kshatriyas. Our duty is to maintain the law and order of the land, and Arjuna was born a kshatriya. Number 3, when rajas predominates, followed by tamas and then sattva, we are born as vaishyas. We are required to maintain the economy of the land. And number 4, when tamas predominates, followed by rajas and then sattva, we are born as sudras. We are the workers. We are to provide services to the above 3 groups. These 4 groups of people are found all over the world because they are required to govern a nation. Truly speaking, no duty is superior to another. Every duty is important and necessary as every other duty. What is important is we must do our duties as yajna and purify our mind to make our guna composition to that of a brahmana. Sattva must predominate, followed by rajas and then tamas. While professionally we can remain a kshatriya, vaishya or sudra. The truth is, we must have superiority. We must be superior to have the maturity to do our duty and purify our mind, to discover that we are Satchit Ananda Atma. And the 18 chapters of the Gita takes us systematically to become a man of wisdom. The first 6 chapters teaches us how to do our duties as yajna, purify our mind and qualify for the knowledge of Brahman. The second 6 chapters teaches us jnana yoga, telling us that there is only one truth in this entire universe, that is Brahman, which is the Atma within. And our nature is absolute bliss. And the last 6 chapters teaches us how to convert this knowledge into wisdom and discover that we are Satchit Ananda Atma, absolute bliss. Verses 14 and 15 tells us, for this we must know all about Ishvara, that Ishvara is doing his duties as yajna. He knows that he is not the doer, he is not the enjoyer. He is not bound by his action. Na mam karmani limpanti. He is not attached to the results of his action. Na me karma phala spraha. So we too must identify ourselves at the Atma level to know that Atma is not the doer, not the enjoyer, and allow this body, mind, senses to purify its mind by doing our duties as yajna without being bound by our actions, without craving for the results of our action. Do our duties as yajna and take whatever the results may be as Ishvara's prasadam. This is how men of ancient time did their duties as yajna and gained moksha. So Arjuna too must do his duty as yajna without fear, without being bound by his action, regardless of who is standing on the opposite side, whether it is his beloved grandfather or his unrighteous cousins. And he must be able to take the results as Ishvara's prasadam. No matter who gets killed, he must be able to take the results. Verses 16 to 18 tells to have the wisdom that we are Ishvara, that we are Satchit Ananda Atma. We must understand what is meant by inaction in action and action in inaction. First, we must do all our righteous duties and avoid all forbidden action. Then we must understand that Atma performs no action. Atma is not the doer, Atma is not the enjoyer. But because of its all-pervasive pure consciousness, activities are taking place. So Atma is inaction in action. At the same time, at the Prakriti level, activities are taking place. The sun is shining, people are working. However, all these activities are able to take place because of Atma's all-pervasive pure consciousness. The fact is, I am able to speak because of the Atma within me. You all are able to listen because of Atma's presence within you all. We look like we are doing action, but actually we cannot do action without Atma. So we are action in inaction. So when we understand both, Atma is inaction in action and we are action in inaction, then we are wise, we are buddhiman. And as we continue doing our prarabdha karma without a sense of doership, without the egoistic feeling that we are the doer, then we are also Krishna karma krit. With one stroke of knowledge that Atma is inaction in action and we are action in inaction, destroys all our sanchita karmas to end this inauspicious cycle of birth and death. Moksha se ashubhat, to gain moksha. Verses 19 to 23 tells the result when we are buddhiman and Krishna karma krit. First, all our actions will be burnt by the fire of knowledge. Jnana Agni Dagna Karmana. And our actions will not germinate further punyas and papas because we are free from desire, free from will. Kama Sankalpa Varjita. For example, if people want to learn and we have the wisdom to teach, we teach. Because there is no reason why we should not teach. At the same time, we are not deluded to think that by teaching we are saving the world. We know that Ishvara, being almighty, do not need us to save the world. Number 2, we are always contented. Nitya Tripta, we do our duties fully participate in doing our duties without being totally attached to the results. Number 3, we are free from expectation, nirasya. As we have mastery over our body, mind, senses, yatta chitta atma, our actions do not incur sin. And number 4, we are totally happy with whatever comes by chance. Yadrishta labha santushta, because we have no jealous feeling towards anyone. We are even-minded. We are able to take whatever the results come, success or failure, equally, because our minds are deeply rooted in the knowledge of Brahman. Jnana avasthita chetasa. We see the entire universe pulsating with Ishvara's divine Shakti, and we continue doing our duties as yajna. At verse 23, we shall take a break, and the next we are going to learn further about yajnas. So till then, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.